Picture a professional earning a high salary, sitting securely in a stable job, applying for a standard home loan, and immediately receiving a text message saying application declined. Lenders are increasingly prioritizing a 3-digit digital reputation over traditional metrics like bank balances or employment history. This score has become the primary gatekeeper for financial access in the Indian economy. Private entities known as credit information companies, like TransUnion CIBIL, Experian, and Equifax, operate quietly in the background. They use proprietary formulas to dictate who gets a loan and the specific interest rate they will be charged. Lenders feed a constant stream of your fragmented behavioral data into this black box. You never see the internal math, but the system processes all of it to output one clean, binary judgment. Because this exact process happens millions of times a day across the country, banks and researchers have mapped the outputs. We can reverse engineer the rules and turn an invisible barrier into a solvable system. Every 15 to 30 days, banks and financial companies package up your latest activity, balances, limits, and due dates, and send it directly to the credit bureau's databases. The algorithm places this new data into a rolling memory loop. Your recent actions are constantly measured against months and years of your previous financial behavior. When it evaluates this timeline, the system values one metric above all else: flawless payment consistency. Paying what you owe, exactly when it's due, carries the heaviest weight in the final judgment. A payment that slips past the due date adds a negative entry to your report that stays visible for up to 7 years. This single data point can drop a score by 50 to 100 points instantly. Paying perfectly for the next 12 months will slowly rebuild your standing, but it will not erase the historical failure. The Bureau maintains a long, unforgiving memory. The algorithm has no mechanism to understand human forgetfulness or a temporary cash crunch. It strictly categorizes any deviation from the schedule as a risk factor. The second heaviest priority examines capacity versus appetite. The system tracks how much of your available debt you are actively consuming. Using 80 or 90% of a credit card limit looks alarming to the machine. Even if you pay the balance in full at the end of the month, heavy reliance on available debt signals financial distress. Lenders want utilization in a safe zone. When your balance crosses the 30% mark, the system flags it as risky. Accept a higher credit limit without spending more, and the container grows. Your ratio instantly drops back to safety. The algorithm also profiles your long-term track record. Closing an old credit card deletes years of established data, shortening your average credit age and damaging your score. Finally, it measures your appetite for new credit. Applying for 4 different credit cards in 2 months registers as sudden financial desperation, dragging your rating down with every formal inquiry. The system isn't trying to estimate how much money you have in the bank. It is systematically scanning your history for evidence of deep stability and behavioral restraint. The credit bureau functions as a blind machine, reacting to data inputs. It has no window into your character or your total worth. Because it operates blindly, you can control the outcome by actively managing the data you feed into it. First, automate every single payment. Setting up auto-debit instructions removes human forgetfulness from the equation, securing that crucial reliability metric. Second, actively accept credit limit increases when your bank offers them, but do not increase your spending. This forces your capacity ratio down into the algorithm's preferred range. Third, audit the system. Credit reports frequently contain errors, like a closed loan marked active or someone else's account linked to your PAN. Filing a formal dispute forces the Bureau to correct mismatched data, which often results in a meaningful score bump. Success in the modern financial system relies on consistency, patience, and a technical understanding of how the machine operates.